Okay, go ahead.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Miss Rudd, and I teach PE at the New Park Road School.
I'm Nick Mercurio, and I'm the PE teacher at GCP.
Lisa Santos, Manor Oaks.
Brendan Green, phys ed teacher over at Hillside Grade School.
All right, and today we're going to be showing you the 5th and 6th grade co-ed maturation videos. They've been around for a very long time. The videos go over basic information the students need to know about changes during puberty. And each phys ed teacher will meet with their students to show the co-ed video together, followed by separating them for the gender-specific videos. And we will follow up with any questions your child may have at the end of each session that we have with them.
So it's our job to teach them the appropriate language, no slang, and then we ask that the parents continue the conversation at home to give them the morals and the values that you want for your children. Permission slips will be going home in the next couple of weeks, depending on when the program is going to be happening at your child's school. And when the permission slips go home, you just send it back if you are interested in having your child be a part of the program. And if not, you would just sign off the no box. If you do check off no, it's not a big deal. They will go to another location in the building instead of being a part of where the group is. Okay, just letting in a couple more people. And then that's about it. So we're going to show you the videos. We're going to show you the 5th grade co-ed video first. Then we're going to show you the 6th grade co-ed video. So in both of these videos, what it is it gives you like a broad overview of everything they're going to learn when they break into their gender-specific videos. And then the gender-specific would go more detailed into what the videos that we're showing you now, or the topics that we're going to show you now. So first up is the 5th grade video. Oh, also good thing about this is if you have a 5th grade student, you don't need to come back again next year because the video is not going to change. So this can cover you for 5th and 6th as long as you can stay and watch those 2 videos. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen with everybody and then we'll get started. No copying. I know you all might want to steal this, but.
You've probably heard your parents talk about how fast you've grown.
She's already taller than her mother. His feet are bigger than mine. Sound familiar?
You may have experienced that kind of a growth spurt recently, but it doesn't happen to everyone at the same time.
As your body starts changing, it is important to know what is happening, how you are changing, and what your new responsibilities will be.
When you learn about your body and understand what's happening as you grow, you'll be more comfortable, and it can make the whole experience a little easier.
There's a lot to know about growing up. Growing, that's the key word here because growth is what it's all about.
Our initial growth spurt is really fast. The human gestation period is 9 months. In that short time, a single cell grows into a fully developed baby.
And during its first year of life, a baby can grow to 3 times its birth weight. She will continue to grow rapidly until she's about 3 years old. By age 3, a toddler may be 5 times as heavy and twice as tall as he was at birth.
But then the growth rate settles down. A girl will grow a little less than 2 inches over the next few years.
And a boy will grow a little more than 2 inches per year.
Then as early as 8 years old, but sometimes later, we enter into a new phase of rapid growth called adolescence.
Adolescence is the period when you think your feet are too big, or your arms too skinny, or your knees too knobby.
Or you think you're too tall or not tall enough. Or your breasts are too big or not big enough.
During adolescence, not everyone matures at the same rate. We're all a little different. Adolescence starts somewhere between ages 8 and 14.
Most girls begin to mature earlier than most boys. Girls may start their growth spurt as early as age 8.
For boys, it's normally a couple of years later, around age 11. Girls just seem to get a head start on growing up. During adolescence, you may gain 10 to 20 pounds in a single year and grow several inches taller, and the shape of your body begins to change.
Girls' breasts will begin to develop and their hips round out,
while boys become more muscular, developing wider shoulders, longer arms, and larger hands. Their sex organs will grow bigger too.
Both girls and boys will grow hair under their arms and in the pubic area. Some boys will develop thicker hair on their arms, chest, and legs, while others will not.
For boys, this is the time when you may begin to grow facial hair too. Those who are developing heavier beards may begin to shave early in adolescence. It's important to purchase your own razor. Never use anyone else's razor, as it can spread disease.
And some girls may begin to shave their legs and underarms. Remember, never use another person's razor. Like other bodily changes during adolescence, hair growth varies widely among individuals.
Because your body is growing, your vocal cords also expand, and that results in a deeper voice. This voice change isn't too noticeable in girls, but for boys, it is. You may find your voice changing, cracking, or squeaking at the most embarrassing times.
When that happens, don't be embarrassed. Just shrug it off with a bit of humor. After all, it happens to everyone.
Some of the other changes your body undergoes during adolescence can be irritating. Both boys and girls perspire more, so you'll need to bathe daily if you don't already. And you may want to use an underarm deodorant or antiperspirant.
Another annoyance of adolescence is the appearance of pimples and blackheads, a skin condition called acne. Acne is caused by increased secretions from the oil glands in your skin. It appears mainly on your face, but sometimes on your back or chest. Both boys and girls can minimize the problem by keeping the skin clean.
Eating a nutritious, well-balanced diet and drinking plenty of water will also help keep acne at bay. Regular exercise and the right amount of rest will help too.
In addition to the glands that cause you to perspire and to have acne, there are other glands in your body. They produce substances your body needs to grow and function properly. These glands are controlled by a single gland located at the base of your brain. It's called the pituitary gland.
The pituitary produces hormones, which are substances that control your growth. During adolescence, the pituitary not only increases hormone production, it also produces, for the first time, a new hormone that stimulates your sex glands.
In girls, the sex glands are called the ovaries. In boys, they are called the testicles. During adolescence, the ovaries begin to release egg cells, and the testicles begin to produce sperm cells. These are called sex cells. When a mature male sex cell, a sperm, combines with a mature female sex cell, an egg, the result is the beginning of new life.
The time in life when a boy's body becomes capable of producing sperm cells and a girl's egg cells mature is called puberty.
The release of egg cells in a woman's body happens at regular monthly intervals and is called the menstrual cycle. It begins during puberty and lasts until she is around 50 years old. Once a month, one of the woman's ovaries releases a ripe egg cell, which is carried by one of the fallopian tubes to the uterus, a process we call ovulation. If the female egg cell combines with a male sperm cell along the way, it becomes fertilized. The fertilized egg cell will attach itself to the wall of the uterus, where it will grow into a baby. The uterus builds up a lining of blood and mucous membrane that nourishes and protects the egg as it grows. But if the egg is not fertilized, it passes out of the body through the vagina along with the blood and mucous membrane lining. This process is called menstruation, and it occurs about 2 weeks after ovulation. A woman menstruates about once a month. A girl's first menstrual periods may be irregular, but they usually occur about once every 26 to 32 days. A high level of stress, travel, or a change in diet are some things that may cause a woman to skip a menstrual period. When a woman is pregnant, she doesn't menstruate until after the baby is born.
Unlike girls, boys have no monthly cycle. Male sex cells, sperm, are produced constantly. They are stored in the testicles, which rest behind the penis, and in a sac of skin called the scrotum. The tube, called the main sperm duct, runs from the back of each testicle to the urethra, a channel which leads out of the body through the penis. The urethra carries urine out of the body as well as sperm. Nerves in the area shut off the connection from the bladder where urine is stored whenever sperm is passing through. Glands in the sperm duct produce semen, which carries the sperm through the penis where it is released in a process called ejaculation. The penis must first become hard or erect to release sperm. Sometimes, while he sleeps, a boy's penis may become erect and release a small amount of semen. This is called a nocturnal emission, or wet dream, and is a perfectly normal thing that happens to most boys.
As your body progresses through adolescence, it becomes physically capable of creating new life.
But as human beings, we are not emotionally ready to take on the awesome responsibility of a baby just because we're biologically capable of creating one.
At this time in your life, you're changing not only physically, but emotionally as well. New and surprising feelings arise in all of us as we go through adolescence.
Self-consciousness, curiosity about sexuality, excitement. Sometimes you may feel like your emotions are running wild.
Remember that there's a reason for these new emotions. They're triggered by the biological changes happening in your body. The hormones that are changing your body from child to adult also work on your emotions.
Which is why there's more to being an adult than physical development.
And it's why you have to learn new ways of behavior as you grow up. You have to learn to control your emotions and accept the responsibility for your behavior.
That's what maturity is all about. Not just physical growth, but mental and emotional growth as well. Thinking before you act, looking at the consequences of your behavior. These are the marks of maturity.
Developing emotional maturity isn't always easy. You have to learn to live responsibly before you can love responsibly.
You have to learn to respect the feelings of others and to understand your own feelings. You have to begin to find your own place in the world. You need to find out what kind of person you want to be as you grow and mature. You will have ups and downs, but you'll learn a lot about yourself and about others.
And as you grow, you will learn about personal responsibility. And when the time comes, be ready to explore the joys of love and intimacy.
When you have questions, and you will, always seek out a trusted adult, your parent, teacher, or counselor. They want to help.
Pay attention to your body. You're growing, and you need proper nutrition and good health habits.
Eat right. Drink plenty of water. Get lots of exercise. Your muscles need it. And the proper amount of rest, too.
And study hard in school. Find out what things interest you the most. It will take a lot of effort to become the person you want to be.
Adolescence isn't easy, but it's something everybody experiences. Now it's your turn. You're growing up.
Okay.
All right. That was the 5th grade co-ed video, guys. So now we're going to show the 6th grade co-ed video that's going to give you a little bit more information, go a little bit more in depth. And then we'll check in to see at the end of that video if you guys have any more questions. Feel free to either write it in the chat or you guys can address us as well. So this one's going to be the 6th grade co-ed video.
All right, just give me 1 second. It's just got to load. I will get it to go. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen for 1 second. Oh. Okay.
It's working.
Am I still sharing? Okay, you guys got it. Here we go. So 6th grade video again. If you watch it this year, even though your child's in 5th grade, this would count for next year as well. This is the one we would use both years.
is a newborn baby, 1 day old.
How does it grow into an adult?
I think the human body grows by a bunch of cells in your bodies. They divide and they just grow.
They get bigger and they stretch out and your cells multiply. Basically what happens when you're growing up is all of your cells divide and keep dividing, and they reproduce so much that there's a lot more of them, so there's more of you.
The human body grows slowly. Even when you're sleeping, it grows, but it's slow.
I don't think you can see your body growing.
No, you can't see the human body grow. It just grows.
At the beginning, growth is very fast. By the time a boy and girl are 3, they'll probably be twice as tall as they were when they were born. Then growth slows a little, but it's still pretty fast. By 6, boys are usually a little bit bigger than girls.
But not always. All these children are 6 years old.
All parts of your body don't grow at the same rate. Your legs and arms start growing and your head stays about the same.
No, your body grows at all different speeds. See, my feet grow a lot faster than anything else, I think.
I think that like little parts grow faster.
I just don't know because everyone grows differently, and so you just kind of have to wait until it's all done.
It'll all balance out.
Inside our bodies are small organs called glands. The glands produce substances called hormones. Hormones are carried to different parts of the body by the bloodstream. One of the things hormones do is act as triggers to regulate the rate of growth.
Hormones also make things happen that are necessary for life and good health.
To keep your body healthy, just get a lot of exercise and eat a lot of healthy food.
A lot of sunshine, a lot of exercise, and a lot of sleep.
Food, shelter, water, oxygen, and love.
Stay away from all the bad stuff like drugs and alcohol.
As growth continues, arms and legs and bodies generally grow longer. By 9, both boys and girls usually look slimmer.
Around 12, girls start growing faster than boys, so that as they reach adolescence, girls are often bigger and look more physically mature. But not always. All of these boys and girls are 12 years old.
I really don't think that girls mature faster than guys.
I definitely think girls mature faster than boys. I'd say most definitely girls do mature faster than boys.
Well, some of my friends that are boys, they have little mustaches and their voice is getting deeper, but they squeak, so that's how boys go through puberty.
Well, I'm 12, almost 13, and some of the changes in puberty are my voice, how my voice is changing.
I'm 13, and one of the embarrassing things is that my voice keeps on going high and low. It's like cracking.
I guess my voice is changing, and I'm getting hair into my armpits.
I've also been getting hair on my chest.
I love shaving. My dad hates it. That's because he shaves like every day. I only shave like 3 times a week.
Voice gets deeper. Hormones kick in.
The development of sperm cells, hair all over, facial hair, pimples, and you get pubic hair, and you grow bigger, taller.
Puberty is brought about by the actions of the sex hormones. The male sex hormones are produced in a pair of glands called the testes. The hormones help direct the boy's development into a man. Hair grows in the pubic region and under the arms. He has to shave if he doesn't want a beard. Usually, when a boy is between 10 and 16, his testes begin producing sperm cells. These are living sperm cells, here magnified 1,000 times. The part at the front of each sperm cell contains the nucleus. The wiggling tail-like part helps the sperm cell move. The sperm cells are stored in the testes until signals from the nervous system cause the penis to be filled with blood so that it becomes rigid and erect. This condition is called an erection. Only when the penis is erect can sperm cells be ejaculated from it. The sperm cells mix with fluids from other glands to form a thick whitish liquid called semen. Ejaculation happens during sexual intercourse, by masturbation, and sometimes during sleep. The ejaculation of semen from the erect penis is a completely normal function of the male body.
Let's see. I've noticed tons of changes in girls. Besides just noticing girls, once you reach puberty, you notice girls more. You notice, they grow certain things. It's fine. It's great.
When girls hit puberty, our breasts get bigger, we get body hair.
You grow taller and you get like hips and a waist instead of like a straight figure. In puberty, you start to menstruate and you have to shave your legs.
The most hard part about you growing up is when you get your period and you just have to deal with it even though you're at school.
It could happen pretty rapidly. Sometimes it happens early for girls, Sometimes, girls don't get it till they're really late, so.
The female sex hormones are produced in the ovaries. These hormones help to direct a girl's development into a woman. Hair begins to grow in the pubic region and under the arms. And her breasts begin to develop. When a girl is between 8 and 16, her ovaries begin to produce egg cells. This is a human egg cell, magnified 1,000 times. It's really smaller than the point of a pin. About once every month, an egg cell matures and leaves an ovary. It moves slowly through one of the fallopian tubes and into the uterus. The lining of the uterus becomes richly supplied with blood to nourish the egg. But if the egg cell is not fertilized, that is, if it is not united with a sperm cell, the egg fails to grow and it disintegrates. The blood-rich lining of the uterus wall is no longer needed and is discharged from the body, along with some blood, through the vagina. This process is called menstruation and is an entirely normal function of the female body.
I'm definitely taking more care of myself now than I did before. Like, your face and your hair get a lot more oily, so you have to wash them a lot.
I started combing my hair every day, taking a shower every day.
And we want to not smell funny or look funny. We want to look good for our peers and, to get a member of the opposite sex to like us.
And I just wanted to look really good and to try and impress girls.
Yeah, we're all interested in girls.
That's probably what becoming a teenager is for, to become interested in the opposite sex.
So we need to talk about two things, philosophy or girls. We spend the whole night talking about girls.
I personally get along with boys better than girls, and so it's kind of hard because you want to talk to them, but they look at things differently than you do.
It's hard for us to express what we're feeling a lot of the time. And when you look around and you see girls saying all their emotions all at once.
One of the hardest parts about growing up is adults expect you to act older and be more mature when you don't feel that you're getting much older.
During adolescence, you're really vulnerable to other people's opinions, and you're really sensitive.
and it's just a really hard and emotional time.
Sometimes I feel a bit crazed, a bit lost, because I'm dealing with things that I didn't have to deal with a few years ago, and it's so overwhelming sometimes. But I think it's normal because it's all part of growing up.
It's easier to decide what's right and wrong. You know what's right and wrong. You know that you're not supposed to do certain things, but it's harder not to do them because you've got so much pressure around you. Go out there and do this and you'll be with us. So it's confusing.
When we're older, we have peer pressure, like things like sex, drugs.
As you get older, it's really harder for me to know who I am because ads on TV and your friends are both putting like pressure on you to be something else, and you don't know if it's right or wrong, and you're really confused about who you might be.
For some people, it's what you wear, how much money you have, what activities you do, or who you hang out with, what you look like, what you get judged on instead of who you are inside.
Being popular isn't, and it's not that important to me. It's important to have friends.
I think you're okay in life as long as you have friends who really care about you.
But now that I'm older, I am a lot more conscious about other people's feelings, and I'm trying to be real kind to people.
Parents are the hardest part of growing up because when you get older, it becomes important to be by yourself. So you start pulling away from your parents and they're chasing after you and you're pulling away and they're coming after you, and it gets annoying for you and it gets annoying for them.
Sometimes I feel like they forget that they were my age once and they made their mistakes and I'm going to make mine.
As you get older, you begin to realize what parents want for you and what's important to them. It's important to you, and it's easier now to interact with my parents.
Sometimes I'm glad that I'm getting older, but sometimes I wish I was a kid again.
A girl's rate of growth usually slows down around 15, while a boy will continue growing for another year or more. By the time they reach their late teens or early 20s, they're physically mature people.
The boy's shoulders are broader than the girl's, and his hips are narrower.
The girl's breasts are developed, and she's shorter and lighter than the boy.
But again, not everyone grows up alike. All of these people are 18 years old.
I think when a person becomes a grown-up, they're 18 because they're legally an adult.
No, being grown up does not mean I've turned 18, I can vote now, I'm grown up. Being grown up means that I'm responsible enough to take care of myself, and if I have kids, I'm responsible enough to take care of them.
And it's your mind, the way you think, makes you grown up.
Late 20s or early 30s is when you're really an adult.
There's definitely not a set age or time when someone becomes an adult. It depends totally on the individual. It depends on the circumstances that you grow up with, the friends you have, and your personal maturity.
There are a lot of good things about growing up. You get more independence, you get money, you don't have parents writing you constantly, you can get a car, maybe.
And you get to have more freedom to yourself, and you don't have to depend on your parents all the time.
Adults treat you as though you're an adult also, and they, instead of looking down to you, they treat you as though you're on the same level.
It feels good to make your own decisions and to know that when things work out good, it was because of you and not because of your parents or someone else.
I'm pretty much looking forward to the privileges of driving and voting.
I think that what's after high school is one of the most important parts of growing up. And my concern is getting a good college, getting a good job, and raising a family.
We would like to have children, and I think we're going to wait at least another 2 or 3 years. We've been married for about 2 years, and we have a little bit more schooling left and getting settled in our careers.
No, I think there are a lot of couples that are definitely not cut out for parenthood.
And we respect that.
Yeah.
Some friends that don't have children and probably never will, and they're wonderful, but we chose to have a family.
Human growth begins when a sperm cell and an egg cell unite.
During sexual intercourse, the erect penis enters the vagina. Semen is ejaculated and deposited in the woman's vagina. The sperm cells in the semen move into the uterus and into the fallopian tubes.
If a mature egg cell is present, and if one of the sperm cells succeeds in breaking through the egg cell wall, fertilization takes place.
The chromosomes from the father's sperm cell combine with the chromosomes in the mother's egg cell, and this determines the physical heredity of the child. What the child will look like, what color skin and hair and eyes it will have, and whether it will be a boy or a girl.
The fertilized egg cell grows and divides as it travels to the uterus. One cell becomes two, two become four, and so on. The egg attaches itself to the blood-rich lining of the uterus wall, and now it can draw its nourishment from the blood system of the mother.
The rate of growth inside the uterus is spectacular. At the end of 1 month, the egg has multiplied until it is 10,000 times its original size. Eventually, the cells form into a fetus. At this stage, the fetus is only an inch long.
Nourishment and oxygen from the mother pass through the placenta, an organ in the uterus, and are delivered to the umbilical cord, and through the cord to the fetus.
The umbilical cord also carries away waste materials. As the fetus grows, the uterus is elastic enough to expand to many times its original size, and the mother's abdomen stretches along with it. This is a living human fetus inside the mother's uterus, photographed through a special instrument. This film was made without hurting either the fetus or the mother. This fetus continued to develop, was born, and is now an active child.
After about 4 months, the mother may begin to feel the growing baby moving its arms and legs. As it gets bigger, the baby gets even more active inside the mother.
Yes, we have felt movement of the baby. The baby is moving at this point.
Baby does move a lot. It's wonderful.
Shortly before birth, the fetus usually turns to a head-down position. About 9 months after the egg cell was fertilized, the baby is ready to be born.
The muscles of the uterus contract and begin to push the baby out. The walls of the vagina expand to make room. And finally, with some outside help, the baby is born. The umbilical cord is clamped and cut. The mother and the baby don't feel it any more than you feel it when you have your hair cut.
I mean, responsibility is the main thing. You definitely have, there's so much that you can do with a child, and the decisions that you make early on are going to, affect that child's life from then on.
Yes, I plan on helping in the rearing of the children. I helped make it, so I'm going to help raise it.
I do personally want to get married someday and have a family because I'm sure the experience would be very, very good, and I'm always looking forward to having a wife and kids that I can love.
I definitely see myself in the future with a husband and with children.
I want to know why the woman always has to have a baby.
How does your body know when to stop growing?
I wonder when I'll know when the right time is to have sex.
If a mom is pregnant and she's like smoking or addicted to some kind of drug, does that mean that the baby's going to be addicted?
Yeah, I always wondered how the first man and woman how they figured out to have kids, because no one showed them. So how did they, figure that out?
You think about your parents being grandparents, and then maybe our child having children, and then life going on, and on and on. Life goes on.
Okay, so that was both our 5th and 6th grade videos. So basically at this point, we can answer any questions anyone has. You can do them through the chat or out loud. When your children come to our programs, we give them the option to ask questions out loud, or we also have like a box, a fishbowl, whatever, where they can put private questions in those as well. And we only answer questions based on the information that you saw here today. So if it's a question about something that was not touched on in the videos, then we do not answer, and we just tell the kids that. So does anyone have any questions for us?
No questions?
No? Okay. Oh.
Where? I didn't see it.
It says, what will be discussed in the, wait, I almost, okay.
Non-co-ed
What will be discussed in the non-co-ed? Did you guys want to cover it? Or you want me to cover it?
Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, so in the co-ed videos, everything that you saw in there is going to be more detailed for their gender. So the girls will learn more about their periods, more in-depth stuff that the boys don't have to hear, and the boys will learn more about their own stuff. So how your voice is changing, what nocturnal emissions, things like that. So the co-ed video kind of just touches on it, but the gender-specific videos go more detailed for.
It's just a review. It's basically a review, more specific without bringing the other gender in. They're shorter videos. They're 10 to 12-minute videos. And it's just to reinforce what the co-ed video said and maybe make them feel a little more comfortable in a different setting, because they don't take in everything from the first video. They're overwhelmed. The 5th graders forget about it. They would pay $1 million to not be in that room. So, and the 6th grade is a little better, not much. So it's just a reinforcement of what the co-ed video said. And it's just another opportunity for them to hear the information.
Any other questions? All right. Well, if you would like to stay on, I forgot I have this. So let me share my screen really quick. If you maybe think about it and you didn't think of a question right now, or you forgot, these are the email addresses of the phys ed teachers in your building. So, feel free to reach out if you need it. So myself, Mr. Mercurio, Ms. Rudd, Mr. Green, you can email us if you have anything. And again, keep an eye out for any permission slips that will be coming home in the coming weeks. In addition to this, I can put this back on in a second. I have this. Some people each year ask, you do not by any means have to buy these. Some people just ask, do you have any books that you would recommend? These are 2 that parents have recommended over the years that I figured I'd just share with you. If you want to write any of them down. But again, you can ask us and we can share that information. So the body book for boys and girls, and the girl one is from American Girl Doll. What's going on down there and what's happening to my body. Those are specific things. But again, they are not mandatory. They are just in case you wanted a resource.
Anybody else have any further questions? Anything else you want to add?
No?
Hey.
All right. Well, if you have anything else, you can stay on the meeting. We'll be on for a few more minutes. Other than that, have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Manor Oaks, we're probably next week or the week after, before the end of June. March.
June.
Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Could you share that box again? I didn't see that.
Which one, for the books or the email?
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This one? Is this the one you want, or you want the one with the emails?
I think she said books.
I think books, yeah.
And for the road school, I'll be showing them, I think, the first week or second week of April.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
You're
Have
welcome.
a great day and weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Anyone else? Oh. Hi, Boomy. Oh, she left.
Oh, everyone left quick.
All right, guys, let's go to our code from yesterday. Bye, everybody. Have a nice day.
Just
Bye.
us. Hey, hey.